Let's begin with 2 questions from Graham. First, the older I get, the more I realize the more we need to learn from those that have experienced and been through it already. That's a really good point, yeah. If you go back in time, what advice or tidbits would you give to a young Dan John on life and lifting? Graham, I really like this question. What advice would I give to young Dan John? Well, the first thing, and maybe some of our listeners will know this already, is that it was all right there. I didn't know it. A couple weeks ago, my sister sent me these things, and these are my father's book reports from when he was in high school. I don't want to get all teary-eyed or anything, but it is stunning. This review of a book I do want to read, The Flying Islands of the Night. My father looked at it on November 4th, 1934. In this one, we have collections of his work all the way back to 1931. Besides the fact that I think this is a superior method of teaching, we'll go through that on a podcast coming up. But I don't know why we do it, but we push back on our parents' advice so much. And I don't have the chance anymore to talk to them. My mom died almost 40 years ago now, and my dad 29 years ago, which stuns me to say out loud. So the first thing I do is sit down and listen to your mom and dad, because that's not going to happen very often. I heard another interesting thing a couple of weeks ago. You never know when it's the last time you'll pick up your own child. And I thought, wow, that is a bit of hard-earned wisdom there. So the first 2 things, enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, because everything in this life passes far too quickly. Advice in the world of sports, I would tell them to get out of the back of the ring and the discus a lot better. And really, just stick to what you're doing. The one thing I would ask little Danny John to do a little bit more is back off, ease up on some things. He was a massive overtrainer until his senior year at Utah State. And it's funny, I look back when I look back at my journals of 1979, my senior. I realize that the volume of work I'm doing is exactly what I recommend for a Division I thrower now. Basically snatch and clean, and don't worry about it. You're strong enough, you need to throw farther. I would certainly have him be a better reader. I think I'm well read, but there's those great opportunities in high school and college to read, and I wish I would have taken that more seriously. Don't drink milk. Milk isn't good for little Danny John. Eat more vegetables. Eat sauerkraut. The basics. Earlier, I should have learned how to meditate and fall asleep quicker, but I figured that one out. So those would be the things. Pretty general things. Nothing too crazy. In fact, it's really important. I'm glad it's nothing that's too, out there. 2,